You're looking at the dramatic, all-new 1989 Plymouth Acclaim. With sleek aerodynamic styling, Acclaim marks a new era in the evolution of precision American sedans. Hi, I'm Kurt Miner, a member of Chrysler-Plymouth's interactive training team. And together, we'll take a look at what's going on in the automotive world from Plymouth's vantage point, at the forefront of automotive design. We'll see how Plymouth and some key competitors have interpreted the wants and needs of today's consumers. We'll do it by breaking the information down into easy-to-use segments and allow you to direct yourself through the program. The 4 segments of this program include 3 competitive comparisons, one each on the Corsica, Tempo LX, and Taurus L. The 4th segment is a quick review, which contains a condensed version of each of the 3 comparison segments. And to test yourself, you'll have the option of taking challenge quizzes, covering each Acclaim comparison. You may now choose the area you feel your prospects will be most interested in comparing, or you may choose the Corsica Challenge. Please make your selection. Would you like to take the overall Corsica Challenge now, or move on and view another informative segment? Please make your selection. Well, the challenge didn't cover the entire program. Review any parts you missed now. For General Motors, the dawning of the Aero age was a long time coming. While Ford brought in the Aero look with the 83 Thunderbird and 85 Taurus, GM was years away from their response. But with last year's Corsica, the wait for a new GM 4-door sedan was over. You can decide for yourself whether the wait was worth it. We could go on and compare the Aero headlamps, badging, and other styling cues under a microscope, but individual taste is the only determiner of relative strength, so let's leave the styling comparison at that. An exterior feature that deserves more of a comparison is cargo capacity. With the Corsica, up to 13.5 cubic feet of cargo can be carried. But with the Acclaim, a full 14.4 cubic feet of cargo capacity is offered, which represents Acclaim's ability to carry 7% more cargo. Furthermore, Acclaim's deck lid opens to the full vertical position for head clearance, and the trunk's low liftover height aids in easy loading. Another exterior consideration is corrosion protection. The Corsica is protected against outer body rust-through for 6 years or 100,000 miles, while the Acclaim is protected for a full 7 years or 100,000 miles. Well, that's quite a difference. In addition, Acclaim features a long-lasting stainless steel exhaust system, compared to Corsica's aluminum-coated exhaust system. To wrap up what we've just covered, both Acclaim and Corsica have fresh styling, but Acclaim has an advantage by featuring 7% more cargo capacity and longer corrosion protection. Plymouth's rule of designing cars with people in mind is clear in Acclaim's interior. It offers not only the sense of spaciousness, but also an EPA volume index greater than Corsica's. Acclaim has the advantage over Corsica in head and hip room, front and rear, as well as in rear leg room, where it exceeds Corsica by 3 1/2 inches. From an equipment point of view, the Acclaim driver will face a full array of analog gauges and warning lights on the instrument panel. Acclaim's gauges alert the driver to any fluctuations in oil pressure, engine coolant level, and voltage level, so that engine damage can be avoided. Corsica has warning lamps only. That means that something serious must go wrong to attract the driver's attention. Both cars feature AM/FM stereo radios. The Corsica's feature seek and scan functions, and 4 speakers compared to Acclaim's 2. But Acclaim features an AM stereo mode and dynamic noise reduction, designed in for increased value and enhanced listening pleasure. Another area where Acclaim has a value advantage includes the standard intermittent windshield wipers. They're an extra cost option on Corsica. There's also standard remote deck lid and fuel door releases. The Corsica doesn't offer a fuel door remote release, and a deck lid remote release is an extra cost option available only in an expensive package, which includes power windows and door locks. Other thoughtful touches include the Acclaim's cup and cassette holder, which shows the convenient nature of Plymouth's design. Acclaim also features a standard center console with storage compartment. Conveniences like these aren't available on Corsica. All things considered, while both cars come well equipped, Acclaim is simply more complete than its rival. And what were the advantages again? Well, Acclaim has more interior volume, specifically in front and rear hip and headroom, and 3.5 more inches of rear leg room. Acclaim has both gauges and warning lamps, where Corsica has only warning lamps. Acclaim's radio is better equipped, with AM stereo and noise reduction. Acclaim also features a standard remote deck lid release and fuel door release, a center console with storage compartment, and intermittent windshield wipers. All are extra cost or not available on Corsica. Acclaim's standard power plant is a 2.5-liter with electronic fuel injection. In terms of horsepower, Acclaim's standard engine delivers 11% more than Corsica. Torque output is 25% more. Corsica features a standard 2-liter EFI engine. Both cars offer a step-up with optional engines. For Acclaim, the first step-up is to a turbocharged 2.5-liter engine. This prevails over Corsica's optional 2.8-liter engine, with Acclaim's 15% more horsepower and 12% more torque. While each car equipped with the standard power plant delivers comparable MPG figures, Acclaim's big 16-gallon fuel tank offers a 17% higher range over Corsica, with its smaller 13.6-gallon tank. To wrap up the powertrain comparison, it's clear that Acclaim comes out ahead in standard engine size, horsepower, and torque. But how does the Acclaim stack up to the Corsica in terms of handling? Both vehicles feature advanced chassis and suspension design, but Acclaim has gas-charged struts and shocks to help dampen and smooth the ride. Another way to measure driver handling is by looking at steering responsiveness. Both the Acclaim and the Corsica offer power-assisted rack and pinion steering. But for Acclaim, the faster steering ratio means improved steering responsiveness. Any way you look at the two cars, Acclaim outperforms Corsica in all performance categories. And not meaning to kick an opponent while they're down, Acclaim also features the stronger powertrain warranty, 7 years or 70,000 miles compared to 3 years or 50,000 miles. It's worth noting. Now, before we end this segment, let's review what we've covered. Acclaim has the more powerful standard and optional turbocharged engines. Acclaim has the larger fuel tank at 16 gallons compared to 13.6. Acclaim has a faster power steering ratio. And of course, Acclaim has the longer powertrain warranty. You may now choose the area you feel your prospects will be most interested in, or you may choose the Tempo Challenge. Please make your selection. Would you like to take the overall Tempo Challenge now, or move on and view another informative segment? Please make your selection. The challenge didn't cover the entire program. Review any parts you missed now. At this point in the model year, you should be quite familiar with Plymouth Acclaim's styling and exterior features. A completely new model, Acclaim is a bold new presence on American roads. While others may tout their aerodynamic expertise, Plymouth Acclaim designers paid close attention to aerodynamic lessons learned in the wind tunnel, without forsaking aesthetic concerns. It's this combination of knowledge and refined taste that puts Acclaim in a different styling league from competitors like the Ford Tempo LX. Ford Tempo LX has an altogether more serious look to it. Since it was introduced, Tempo has periodically received various styling changes to freshen its image. But regardless of the angle viewed, Tempo can't get away from its roots. It was designed to be an affordable package that could haul the family around. From the outside, both of these cars appear to be fairly practical. Both are four-door sedans, and both have the significant items we expect to see on a car. Something you can't see here, though you'd know it if you drove each, is that Acclaim's wheelbase is almost 3.5 inches longer than Tempo's. To most, that may not mean much. Car people know that the longer the wheelbase, the better the ride. Acclaim's extra few inches of wheelbase give it a smooth, comfortable ride, which Acclaim owners can attest to. It's simple, and it leads to my next point. If the wheelbase on Acclaim is longer than Tempo's, you might guess that Plymouth has a greater overall length as well. Well, it does. More than 4 inches greater, 181.2 inches compared to 177. And these larger dimensions show up all over, on the inside and out. A cargo capacity, for example, is larger due to Acclaim's overall length. Fully dressed and spacious, Acclaim offers up to 14.4 cubic feet of cargo capacity, compared to 12.9 cubic feet for Tempo. These numbers represent Acclaim's ability to carry over 11% more cargo than Tempo. Furthermore, Acclaim's deck lid opens to the full vertical position for head clearance, and the trunk's low lift-over height aids in easy loading. Plymouth Acclaim includes standard remote fuel door and deck lid releases. These are optional on Tempo. Inspecting vital underhood components is easier for Acclaim owners with Acclaim's handy service identifications and its counterbalanced hood that stays up by itself after opening. Tempo's hood is supported by a prop rod, like in years past. Those are the simple yet convenient mechanics Plymouth has thoughtfully designed into Acclaim. And those are the sort of features prospects should know about. But there's more. Another fact to consider is that elusive trait called peace of mind. A very big contribution to that is the kind of corrosion protection that serves almost like an invisible standard feature on the car, especially on a Chrysler-Plymouth car. Ford has a good corrosion protection plan, 6 years or 100,000 miles. And even though the Acclaim corrosion protection plan is only a year longer at 7 years or 100,000 miles, it still may mean a lot if your prospects plan on keeping their cars for a long while. An added Acclaim advantage is its long-lasting stainless steel exhaust system. Okay, there you have it. A look at the exterior treatments for both the Acclaim and the Ford Tempo. Now, what were Acclaim's advantages? Acclaim has the fresh styling, a longer, more stable wheelbase, over 11% more cargo capacity, a standard remote fuel and deck lid release, a counterbalanced hood compared to Tempo's prop rod, and finally, Acclaim has the better corrosion protection plan. Here's the interior of Tempo LX. A different philosophy of interior design is clearly evident. Sure, they both feature bucket seats that recline and a console between them. But what you can't see here is something that's very noticeable when you're behind the wheel or in the back seat. It's the sense of spaciousness you feel in Acclaim that's missing in Tempo. Acclaim is larger in every important dimension, front and rear, than Tempo. That includes head, leg, shoulder, and hip room measurements. In addition to the console, thoughtful Acclaim storage areas include a cubby box on the instrument panel, a cup and cassette holder, plus additional coin and garage door opener storage space. You can't find these on Tempo LX. Beyond Acclaim's steering wheel, the fully gauged Rally instrument cluster offers the driver pertinent information at a glance. Tempo's instrument panel has a temperature gauge and warning lamps. The standard sound system on Acclaim is an AM stereo, FM stereo with dynamic noise reduction, with 2 coaxial speakers and an integral clock. The standard radio on the top-of-the-line Tempo LX is an AM-FM stereo, also with 4 speakers. But it lacks the listening pleasure enhancement of dynamic noise reduction or other electronic noise filter. Any analysis of the competitive strengths of the two cars would show that both interiors are well equipped with important features, such as remote control exterior mirrors, remote hood, deck, and fuel door releases, intermittent wipers, power steering, and brakes, the significant features that we've all come to expect. But the Tempo we've looked at, despite being the top of the line, has neglected some of the more considerate features that can add to owner satisfaction. For example, a gentle chime reminds Acclaim drivers of leaving the key in the ignition, or the headlights on after the engine has stopped running. In addition, a chime reminds drivers to buckle up. In a Tempo LX, there's merely a headlights on warning. Now, furthermore, unlike the Tempo LX, Acclaim features a lap and shoulder belt restraint system for rear outboard passengers. A Tempo uses an older lap belt only system. Another small but thoughtful feature can be found in the reversible key. It can be used by a valet parking attendant to open the car and start it, regardless of key orientation. But it can't be used to open the glove box or the deck lid where valuables may be stored. Once again, a feature that you cannot get on Tempo. It's the attention to detail, the thoroughness of the approach, and the real-world sensitivity of Plymouth designers that makes Acclaim's interior findings superior to Tempo's. To review what we've covered, The Acclaim features more interior room in all major dimensions. Acclaim's radio has AM stereo capability. Acclaim has a full array of warning chimes, and Tempo doesn't. Acclaim has lap and shoulder belt restraint for rear outboard passengers. And finally, Acclaim features a reversible key that works in the ignition only for extra security when using valet parking. Acclaim's standard powertrain includes a 2.5-liter EFI engine, the positive traction benefits of front-wheel drive, and a 5-speed manual transaxle. A 500-amp maintenance-free battery and a stainless steel exhaust are also included for extra-long dependability. A Tempo, while weighing almost as much as Acclaim, is powered by a 2.3-liter engine. It has a 5-speed manual transaxle as well. Furthermore, Plymouth Acclaim takes the long view towards owner satisfaction by making the entire exhaust system from stainless steel. Now, Ford, on the other hand, makes only part of the exhaust system from stainless steel. A Tempo only offers one power plant, but Acclaim features another affordable performance engine, the 2.5-liter multi-point fuel-injected turbo power plant, which also comes standard with a 5-speed manual transaxle. But no matter how equipped, a hands-on analysis of Acclaim's performance variables tells you that Chrysler knows the kind of peace of mind that only well-built and well-powered engines can provide. They also know the importance of reining in that power with adequate braking. That's why Acclaim's equipped with power-assisted brakes, discs up front and drums at the rear, for positive braking confidence. To its credit, Ford has used the same configuration on Tempo. But Acclaim still boasts the stronger powertrain warranty, 7 years or 70,000 miles, compared to 6 years or 60,000 miles for Tempo. Okay, that's the powertrain comparison for the Acclaim versus the Tempo. To sum up, Acclaim has the advantage by offering a larger standard engine and 2 additional powertrain options. A Tempo only offers 1 engine, period. Acclaim features a stainless steel exhaust, with Tempos only partially stainless steel. Both cars feature power-assisted brakes, and Acclaim's powertrain warranty is stronger. You may now choose the area you feel your prospects will be most interested in, or you may choose the Taurus Challenge. Please make your selection. Would you like to take the overall Taurus Challenge now, or move on and view another informative segment? Please make your selection. The challenge didn't cover the entire program. Review any parts you missed now. 3 years ago, when Ford Taurus came to market, many were shocked by its radical aerodynamic styling, and many predicted absolute failure in terms of public acceptance of its exterior design. Well, its #2 national sales ranking is all you need to know of its acceptance. And while Chrysler doesn't have the production capacity to match Ford's leadership in sales, Acclaim proves that Chrysler's heritage for styling excellence continues today. Plymouth Acclaim refines aerodynamic thinking with its own interpretation. It shows that not all aerodynamic cars must look alike. Its lines, styling cues, and exterior show a different sensibility than the Ford's. Both cars' exteriors are smooth and uncluttered, but Acclaim was designed with Chrysler's unique attitude of form follows function. But how do they match up in real terms? In terms of cargo carrying, there's a mixed message. Acclaim features standard remote deck lid and fuel door releases. These features cost extra on Taurus. Inside, each features a nicely dressed cargo area with a space-saving spare tire located on the floor of the trunk under a protective cover. The difficulty comes in available cargo space. Taurus's greater overall length and width give them an advantage in total cargo volume. But Acclaim provides for easier loading and unloading with its low lift-over height. Additionally, Acclaim's reduced overall length affords a smaller turning diameter. That, in conjunction with its faster steering ratio, makes it deft in many close-quarter maneuvers. Another important point to consider is the kind of corrosion coverage that comes with a new car. Ford covers its vehicles against outer body rust-through for 6 years or 100,000 miles, while Plymouth is sticking with their strong 7-year or 100,000-mile corrosion protection plan. The Acclaim also features a completely stainless steel exhaust system where Ford does not. To wrap up what we've covered, we've pointed out that Acclaim features standard remote deck lid and fuel door releases, which cost extra on Taurus. While Taurus features a larger cargo carrying capacity due to its longer overall length, it sacrifices a degree of mobility because of that length. And finally, we've pointed out that the Acclaim provides practical advantages with a low liftover height and superior corrosion protection. Anyone who has spent any time behind the wheel of a car knows the importance of interior design and execution. Take the instrument panel, for instance. Its analog gauges are easy to reference quickly and give the driver all the important information at a glance. In addition, the Acclaim provides warning lights for low fuel, check gauges, and low oil pressure. For some reason, Ford has determined that fuel and coolant temperature are the only necessary gauges. Everything else is left to warning lamps. Other mysteries include head and legroom dimensions. While the overall body length of Taurus is more than 7 inches greater than Acclaim, the head and legroom offered to both front and rear passengers is smaller than in Acclaim. Some differences you can chalk up to sensibility, or lack thereof. Example, the cup and cassette holder in Acclaim is a nice added touch. It can't be ordered in Taurus. Acclaim also features a remote fuel filler door release and premium sound insulation, all as standard equipment. Now, these features are extra cost or not available on Taurus L and GL trims. They are, however, standard on the top-of-the-line LX model. But let's look at sound equipment. Both cars feature an AM/FM stereo as standard, and both are electronically tuned. Taurus radio features search capability and 4 speakers, but Acclaim's AM band is equipped to receive stereo broadcasts. Taurus's is not. Acclaim's standard radio also features dynamic noise reduction for greater listening enjoyment. And as a side benefit, a digital clock is also an Acclaim standard radio feature. That costs extra on Taurus L models. To wrap up, we've noted that the Acclaim features full gauges and warning lamps, while Taurus provides warning lamps alone. Acclaim has more front and rear, head and leg room, despite being a shorter vehicle. Acclaim features cup and cassette holder, remote fuel filler door and deck lid releases, premium sound insulation, and a superior standard sound system. All cost extra or simply aren't available on Taurus. To many, the measure of a car's worth can be found in its performance statistics. The first place many look are at horsepower and torque ratings. How fast does it go? How does it corner? Can it stop on a dime? Now, these are interests we all share. But then we're all in the car business. And in actuality, most of us never really push a car to the limits, at least not our own car. Here's some interesting data. Both Acclaim and Taurus feature 2.5-liter engines with EFI. And to drive both, you'd conclude that they both have adequate power to get around town. But there is a difference. When you look at their absolute ratings, Acclaim beats Taurus in both torque and horsepower. In fact, it has over 10% more horsepower under its hood. Both cars feature optional power plants. For the Ford, it's a 3-liter V6 with multi-point fuel injection. A step up from the base Acclaim engine offers a 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that outperforms Taurus's V6 in both horsepower and torque. By the way, both Acclaim and Taurus feature power-assisted disc brakes at the front and drums at the rear. As far as transaxles are concerned, Acclaim features a standard 5-speed manual overdrive, while the Taurus comes with a 3-speed automatic. Okay, to wrap up the Taurus powertrain segment, we've pointed out that Acclaim features more powerful standard and optional engines. And we've noted that both vehicles utilize power-assisted front disc and rear drum brakes.
The 2.5-liter balanced shaft engine with electronic fuel injection features a fast burn cylinder head to promote complete combustion and electronically controlled fuel injection to assure precise fuel metering. Roller camshaft followers are also used to assure smooth operation. Each roller is supported by needle bearings to further help remove friction. To help increase overall durability, New, taller, wider, and stronger main bearing caps are used this year. The counter-rotating balanced shafts, turning at twice the speed of the engine, help dampen engine vibrations. And to help assure quiet overall operation, the 2.5-liter balance shaft EFI engine also features a specially fabricated acoustic oil pan and cylinder head cover. Both work to further help trap and dampen engine noise and vibration before it can be transmitted to the passenger compartment.
Power-assisted brakes provide sure, dependable stopping power. The disc design helps dissipate heat rapidly, and semi-metallic linings provide superior fade resistance. All models utilize a dual proportioning valve to assure optimum front and rear balance. All front-wheel drive models also feature a dual diagonal hydraulic system to help assure safe front and rear braking in the event of partial hydraulic pressure loss. And the power-assisted system assures low pedal effort. Rack and pinion steering is an extremely dependable, quick, and responsive steering system. It utilizes a rack, or straight gear, and a pinion, or small, round gear. The connection is direct, with no additional linkage necessary. So steering is quick and responsive. Road feel is excellent. And directional control is very precise. Rack and pinion lets you make all the right moves easily. Extensive anti-corrosion treatments help protect all 1989 Chrysler-Plymouth domestic-built vehicles. Even before it's formed into body panels, the metal in every North American-built vehicle is specially coated to protect against corrosion. Corrosion-resistant galvanized and galvannealed steel is used extensively for many body panels. Still other panels are coated with corrosion-resistant zinc-rich primer. When assembled, each body is thoroughly cleaned and also coated with special corrosion-resistant chemicals. Many vehicles also receive a tough, durable protective urethane coating over the lower body side panels to help resist stone chip damage. And to help protect against exterior cosmetic corrosion, most North American-built vehicles also receive a brilliant clear coat of tough acrylic enamel applied directly over the wet color coat. This coating helps resist abrasion, weathering, and chemicals more effectively than single-stage paint, and also provides a higher gloss.